Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing my very first book tag ever. I have never done a book tag before, even though I've wanted to. I don't know why I have never made one. So today I'll be doing the Cozy Fall book tag created by Lucy from A Book Bell, and I will link down her video below so you guys can go check it out. I really enjoy fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons, followed by winter, so I thought this was the best way for you guys to get to know a little bit more about me. And if you guys have done this tag, please let me know down below so I can go check it out, or just leave your answers down below in the comments if you guys didn't necessarily make a video about it, so that way I can get to know you guys a lot more as well. So let's just start with this book tag because it is a really good one. The first question is, what books always reminds you of fall? For this question I have two books. I actually have three, but because I don't want to repeat myself, I'm gonna leave one of those for another question. But for this question, the books that remind me of fall would be Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. This book I read last year. I read the whole series last year during fall and I really enjoyed the series, but the first book was my favorite. I think it has a lot of the dark vibes and magic and darkness, everything. I think this book reminds me of fall, especially this cover. I don't know why, but I think this is a really good book. If you guys haven't picked it up, it's also a great series, especially during this time. And the next book is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I read this book a few years ago and really enjoyed the book, especially this edition because it's illustrated and some of the illustrations are very dark. I mean, the book is somewhat dark, but for example this one, I think the illustrations add to that creepiness, fall, scary vibe, even though the book isn't supposed to be a scary book. It's a very interesting book. If you guys haven't picked it up, I highly recommend this edition. They came out with the edition that is not illustrated, but if you guys could get the chance to read this one, I highly recommend it. I cried like a baby with this book and I really enjoyed it. The next question is, what is your favorite autumnal book cover? And for that I decided to go with An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This book speaks fall to me in every single aspect. It has the colors, it has the ravens, it has the fall vibe, especially because in this book we follow the autumn fae king, and if that doesn't say autumn, I don't know what does, honestly. And even if we remove the sleeve, this book still screams autumn to me. I love everything about this cover. It is genius. It is everything I want in autumn. And this book is also one of those books that remind me of fall because of the theme of this book, the Autumn King. It's fantasy. It's a standalone. I read it early this year and honestly I would actually reread it again because it was that good and it has all the fall vibes that I need. The next question is, what is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? And I would say coffee. Honestly, coffee is always a go-to when I'm reading, especially in the mornings, and at night it's mostly tea. But for this question and keeping it on the fall aspect, I would say apple cider everything. I love apple cider. I do like the pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks or like homemade, but there's something about apple cider that just speaks fall to me. I love everything apple during this season, and apple cider is just my weakness during this season. I love it. I can drink it every moment of the day. And in my opinion, if you don't need a caffeinated drink and you just want something warm or spicy during the season, apple cider is my go-to, and you guys should try it if you guys haven't because it is amazing. The next question is, do you prefer to read at night or early in the morning? And for that, my answer would be early in the morning. I love to start my days with a book and my coffee and just a very slow morning, but because I work Monday through Friday, I don't get to have that during the week. And lately I've actually been working out in the mornings, Saturdays and Sundays, so I actually don't get to read in the mornings either, but I do prefer to read in the mornings. However, the time that I get to read is during the night. So okay, I lied, because on my way to work, on my drives, I like to listen to audiobooks. So I do get to read in the mornings, and yeah, the answer to that would be mornings. I prefer to read during the morning. The next question is, Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky book to read? And Halloween is actually one of my least favorite holidays just because I don't like the spookiness and horror stuff, scary stuff. But anyways, my favorite spooky book would have to be We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I actually wanted to choose this book for the first question because I reread this book every single year since I've read it. This is going to be my 6th year, I believe, that I'm going to reread this book during this season. It is a spooky book. It's like solving a mystery, and even though you know who did it since the beginning, it's very clear. It's more about what happened and why they did it and how it happened during that time that you want to discover the mystery, not who did it. And they actually came out with a movie 2 years ago, so I think it's time for me to watch the movie as well. But this book is honestly one of my favorite books. If I could make everyone read a book, it would be this book because I just love it that much. And it is creepy, let me tell you, especially for me. I find it creepy all the time, but I love it so much I read it every year. The next question is, what is the ultimate comfort read for you? And for this, I honestly don't have a book. I mean, I do have a series and I think we can all guess which one it is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we're not going to talk about it here. But realistically, it is one of my favorite comfort reads for me. But if I have to choose another one, I actually don't have any other book just because I don't think I get attached to stories that much. And besides Harry Potter, I don't have another comfort read. So probably a comfort read for me would be fantasy. I love fantasy. I love everything fantasy, the worlds. I love the world building. I love magic. So any fantasy book would be a comfort read for me, especially during this time. The next question is, what is your favorite autumnal reading snack? And my answer is, I don't really snack while I read. I find eating distracting, and when I do snack, it's either cookies or chips. All year round, I'll snack chips, and especially while I read, I think that's one of the snacks. I don't have a special autumn snack per se. It would just have to be chips, just like any other time of the year. I do prefer to have drinks with me while I read than snacks. The next question is, what is your favorite candle to burn while reading? And for this, I have 2 candles that I love during this season. They are both from Bath & Body Works, and the first one is Honeycrisp Apple and the second one is Autumn Woods. It's actually the one that I'm burning right here, and I love these 2 candles because, like I mentioned, I love everything apple during this season. I do like pumpkin, but I prefer the apple scents, and I love to burn this one in my room, and this one I just keep out here because it's just that good. The next question is, when you are not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? For this one, I would say I like to go to the pumpkin patches, or lately I've actually gotten back into painting. I haven't painted in a very long time, and I think I would say painting, even though I do that all year round when I can, but lately I just started painting again. So I would say painting, it's one of my favorite activities to do. I sometimes listen to audiobooks while doing it, but I prefer to listen to music and paint. So that would be my answer. And the last question is, what is on your autumn fall reading list? And for this, I actually have 2 books that I want to read that are actually on the creepier, scarier side, which is something I usually don't do, but for this year I decided to change things up. And the first book would be Middle Game by Sheena McGuire. I don't know much about this book except that it follows twins, and that is all I know. I know it's creepy and maybe scary, but I don't know how scary it will be, but I'm actually interested in it. And the next book, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I actually enjoy Gothic stories, and I think this is going to be a really good story for this fall, especially this month. So that is all for this book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, if you guys want to leave your comments down below answering these questions, please go ahead. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.